about trust. We now turn our attention to one of the most critical aspects of digital finance, ensuring that know your customer doesn't become miss your customer, especially in an era of identity theft and deepfakes. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Srimati Tanusree Deb Barma, IAS, Deputy Director General at UIDAI Technology Centre, Bengaluru, as she speaks on managing fraud in KYC. Please give it up for ma'am.
While the slide comes up. So I work out of Bangalore Technology Centre, which is UIDAI's arm for technology development, maintenance, and data center. And unfortunately or fortunately, I head that team. And whenever my team comes to know I am doing a visit to one of these events, they go into a shell shock stage. कि madam वापस आएंगी, and she will ask, अब ये implement करो, अब ये implement करो, अब ये implement करो. So they are all waiting for me, coming back, and for my WhatsApp messages. And people like Manish, and of course the esteemed speakers before me, have just inspired about what the frontiers are. And UIDAI, like its reputation stands, we promise that we will keep adopting what is the best in technology in the field and adopt it as we give service to the Aadhaar number holders of the country. So I have been given the task of talking about managing fraud in KYC. Right. So how I have structured the presentation is what we are doing in UIDAI till date, the story so far, the current processes. A lot of us work in a lot of silos. And like CEO UIDAI Bhuvnesh sir talked about, in a very simple manner, if we do not create context of what we do, a lot of times do not understand the nuances of how things work. So I'll be talking about what we do as KYC in enrollment of an Aadhaar number holder, and then you can use it as a utilization of KYC for authentication, and how we are keeping KYC safe for you. And we'll take this opportunity of how we are democratizing this whole process of authentication for the newcomers in the field. And we are launching the new Aadhaar app and how it will change the dimension of how KYC is done in the country. Also, a new regulation, which is good governance regulation of Aadhaar, which will enable and open up the use of KYC for the private sector and the non-government sector. And together, how we are collaborating with the industry and the academia to make this product safer. So, CEO sir has already talked about the global coverage story of UIDAI. I will not repeat it, but some numbers just are quite stark, and it's in a day of work in UIDAI Technology Centre. We enable 8 lakhs enrollments updates every single day. That's the average number count that we follow. 1.3 CR average KYCs a day, and 9 lakh authentications per day. Some days it crosses 12 as well. And 2.6 billion face authentications cumulatively that we have covered till date. This is a story of universal coverage, enabling technology to the last mile. Coming to understanding the process, as you are aware, many of you, your Aadhaars are 10 years old, so you don't even remember what you gave and how you got it. Same applies to me. But we capture only 3 of your biometrics, as little as your name, your address, your date of birth, and gender. These are the mandatory fields. The mobile and the email address are non-mandatory. It helps for communication with UIDAI and other information if you have it. And then create an Aadhaar which creates these details. And The card, like CEO sir said, is just a means of doing the technology transition. In fact, 13 years back, when we were talking about it, there was a requirement, should we even give a card? We should just give the number and the functionality should work. But it's unfortunate that even today, we carry a card around. I think it's another 1 or 2 years when we can claim that we are completely cardless or paperless as well. So what exactly happens when you give your details into the Aadhaar system for a fresh enrollment? We make sure that your biometrics are getting deduplicated across the ones, actually it's a 2 billion gallery, because every update that you have given with your biometrics is also in my gallery. And we make sure that we do not generate a second Aadhaar for the same individual. And this all happens out of our 2 data centers in Bangalore and Manesar. In addition, we'll also check a quality check for your documents that you have provided, how they match, etc., with the issuing authority. What else have we added here? Thanks to AI. In the first check, when we are doing the biometrics check, we've applied the liveness detection, the age prediction, and unsystematic capture. So as we have seen, the more adoption in the system, the more attempts for faking, spoofing, and gaming the system. So we check if the biometrics actually are human. Have we tried to use my golden retriever's eye for the iris? We'll catch it. Have we tried to use toes to try and go through? We'll catch it. So this ensures that the biometrics that are coming in are clean. Then we've applied duplication as well as fraudulent attempts and illegal immigrant check. So if somebody has come in and applied through the formal channel of immigration, we talk to the immigration database and make sure that you're not applying for an Indian Aadhaar, but a foreigner Aadhaar, which we have enabled since the last 1.5 years. And we make sure that the 2 databases talk to each other so that we prevent the use of illegal immigrants, what has been very predominant in the past. We've put a plug to it. Next, we make sure that the document that you have given is spoof-proof. Is it a Photoshop document? Is it the same document that your operator or the Mohari tried to use multiple times for multiple people, and we detect the fraud there? Plus, we have integrated with DigiLocker, we have integrated with election, PAN, and many other issuance authorities like the RGI for the date of birth to make sure that somebody is not just photoshopping or creating a birth certificate and trying to pass through. So we do this due diligence to make sure that the Aadhaar we generate is a clean one, a deduplicated one. In addition, before all this happens, the entire enrollment process is tried to be kept spoof-proof to make sure that our operator ecosystem is not succumbing to any fraud. So there is a lot of due diligence before operators are certified, enrollment agencies are certified, and what services are allowed to each operator. Plus, every enrollment that you do or an update you do, about 1,000 data points are collected and stored at the back end so that we can do anomaly detection at the background. Untimely, unbehavioral, out of sync operations of an operator automatically pop up at the back end, and we can pull up that behavior to understand if he's trying to fake something or game the system. With something called the Operator 360 that we have implemented, we ensure that there is penalty of errors that the person is getting checked for. We do deactivation instantly for a grave error, GPS binding so that he's not working outside of the office that he's allowed to, plus device telemetry and network security to ensure this all happens securely. How do we keep now, once the Aadhaar is generated, the authentication process clean. The entire network on which authentication works is very tightly controlled. To that effect, L&T FS took about a year to get the AUA license. Thanks to CEO Sir's intervention, we're trying to squeeze that timeline. But it is for the right reasons that we have ensured that the infra that the AUA and the ASA partner is providing is spoof-proof, the encryptions are in place, the compliances are in place, so that all the authentications that happen over the ecosystem are whitelisted. We know they are coming from registered devices which have the front-face fraud detection. All of this is very tightly controlled. Sir talked about how we have shifted our device infrastructure from L0 to L1, where the front-end devices ensure that injection attacks can be prevented, spoofs can be detected, gummy fingers, for example, replays cannot happen. Spoof detection checks for iris and face are also in place at the front end as well as at the back end. And additional information shared with the AUA is a new concept that we have introduced. We've already signed MOUs with 80+ entities where when they have integrated through an API with us, we also give back information that this Aadhaar has been deactivated for being a fake Aadhaar or made on fake documents, has died from the information that we have received from RGI. All this information is very critical information when you consume it as a bank, where you know it's a fake Aadhaar or it's been deactivated. Why is it coming to you for authentication now? So we think this will, again, enable the ecosystem a lot. And availability of multimodal auth. So whenever one of your entities gets registered as an authentication agency, you have the freedom to use authentication in many ways. You can combine an OTP with a face with a finger, all that you want. And if it's very high risk, you can even combine all the 3 factors to make sure that you are very, very sure that the authentication is secure and not being spoofed. And of course, we are on a real-time basis doing anomaly detection to make sure that the authentications that are happening are not being gamed. I'll just play this short video over here.
Hello, Harshit. मैं आधार से कॉल कर रही हूँ. क्या आप अपने रीसेंट एनरोलमेंट के बारे में कुछ सवालों के जवाब दे सकती हैं?
हाँ, दे सकता हूँ, बताइए.
क्या आप 12 सितंबर 2024 को आधार सेंटर गए थे?
हाँ, गया था.
क्या आपके एनरोलमेंट नंबर के आखिरी 4 डिजिट्स 1342 हैं?
हाँ, এটাই ছিল.
Which how he shifted to Bengali.
আপনি কোন আধার সেন্টার গিয়েছিলেন, তার নাম আর লোকেশনটা?
আমি এইচডিএফসি ব্যাংক গিয়েছিলাম.
আপনি শুধু সেন্টার নেমটাই বলেছেন. এইচডিএফসি ব্যাংক কোথায় আছে তার এরিয়া আর সিটিটাও বলবেন.
ব্যাঙ্গালোরে হোয়াইটফিল্ড.
I'm just stopping this here. This is the potential of, if we were to do outbound calls, this would cost me a bomb. But now I just feed in the model, train the model. We've done this POC and now in production with Servam AI. Speaks in all actually 22 languages that we have incorporated, and do 10,000 calls in a jiffy and make sure that the experience is noted, the analytics is done, the operator is scored based on how well he treated the customer. Was he operating outside from where he was supposed to? Take that analytics and red flag it in the operator 360 that we were talking about. And this creates a deterrence on how operators behave. Let's see how we do this.
मैं आधार मित्र हूँ. क्या आपने 12 सितंबर 2024 को HDFC बैंक में फिंगर ऑथेंटिकेशन करवाया था?
नहीं, ये तो मैंने नहीं किया था.
हमें बताने के लिए धन्यवाद. क्या आप
So imagine, I'm cutting this short. Somebody gives you a call. You've not done that authentication, but now you know you need to report it immediately. Now, we cannot make these calls across the board, but our analytics engine at the back end detects anomalies. I think Vishal's example of sudden transaction of 3 lakhs may crop up, But yes, it is worth it to make that call right then, to report an issue that I did not make this transaction. Please inform my bank and do the, the deterrent aspect so that it is not further defrauded. So these are the applications of the bot models that we have applied. मेरा बहुत बरसों का सपना था कि इलॉन मस्क और सैम ऑल्टमैन के साथ मेरी भी फोटो छपे. But what comes to your mind the first time you see this? Yeah, but can you detect that it's a fake? Had you not known that they were Indian or non-Indian? Yeah, suppose they had Chanakyapuri address, Delhi. तब आप कर पाते? Simple, कितनी खराब फोटो है मेरी, उसी से पता चल जाता है. Cannot be so nice in Aadhaar. Of course, we are working on that as well. But more importantly, please have a look at that QR code over there. So even before AI, since we have started issuing our cards, we have started putting this encrypted and encoded QR codes on your physical forms of Aadhaar. And when you show it, and you don't have the capability of having an AUA license to do an OTP check, or you can still verify this by using mAadhaar app. How many of you have mAadhaar app right now? So please use mAadhaar app. Use the QR code scanner there and try and scan this. And you can use that address to send me gifts subsequently. But more importantly, if you had used these two, it would not have read through, and you would have immediately detected that these are fake. So this we have, even beyond AI, we have been able to secure offline verification. What's new? Like I mentioned, even if you are not an AUA yet, your business use case is different, you can still now apply, starting February this year, to apply for Aadhaar authentication license. There is a process that is followed. You have to present your use case, and through the department and through MIT, these approvals may go through, and you will be able to use Aadhaar authentication on a real-time basis. But if you did not have the scale or the numbers to do that, what would you do? Introducing the new Aadhaar app, ladies and gentlemen. We are wanting to democratize how Aadhaar is used, showed, and shared. What is in it for you? We will ensure that the digital usage of the Aadhaar becomes formalized and scaled up to a large extent. How we show, share, verify Aadhaar is becoming so much easier. The cost of integration with the UIDAI ecosystem will be much shorter. We are promising 24 hours for integration. Ensuring how you used to pay to any kela wala or amrud wala is how you will be able to share your Aadhaar across the board. So let's take an example of booking at a hotel. We have seen so many cases where you take out your Aadhaar and give it across the concierge, and they ensure they don't even verify, they don't check the QR code. So all sorts of things can happen. But if you were to integrate with Aadhaar as an hotel owner, and we have actually integrated with a few bank hotel chains, where you will share your ID online without having to touch Aadhaar ecosystem at all. It is between the Aadhaar number holder and the verifier. You enter the hotel, they already have your details. You can do a face authentication or a face verification right at the concierge desk without having to touch the Aadhaar ecosystem. It is trustable, you know it has not been tampered, and you can have a seamless journey of Aadhaar verification. Imagine all the people come through my gate and you keep getting calls, you've allowed them or not, all the irritating calls that happen on my gate and other platforms like that. Completely seamless flow where you have allowed somebody, the person entering the system, you exactly know how there's a digital artifact enabled, just sharing your ID, how you share money. And in addition, if you wanted to ensure proof of presence, you could do the same by ensuring that the verifiable credential that you're sharing with that entity is also spoof-proof and liveness detected. So this can even happen through an app-to-app flow. You can use that QR code while this video is playing to
In this
download the
video,
Aadhaar
we'll
app.
walk you through how identity verification works securely between a relying party app and the Aadhaar app using the app-to-app flow. A relying party app, such as a bank, hotel, or any identity verifying service, asks the user to confirm specific details. In this case, they request proof that the user is over 18 years old. The user selects the requested detail, age above 18. The user is shown a consent form that explains what data is being requested and why. After reviewing the purpose, the user approves the request. After giving consent, the app securely redirects the user to the Aadhaar app. Here, the user enters their Aadhaar app PIN to confirm the request. The Aadhaar user will see the request details, including the verifier's name and the specific information being requested in the Aadhaar app. Next, the Aadhaar app performs a quick face authentication. Once verified, only the necessary detail, like age above 18, is shared with the relying party app. No extra personal information is disclosed. This secure process ensures that your data is protected and only the minimum required information is shared with your full consent.
How do you do it with QR? I think I'll skip that. So we are collaborating now with startups. Many of them are here in this hall today. We've opened a challenge under the SITA scheme. We are collaborating with academia as well. And if you want to know more, you can scan the QR and go to that site where we have hosted these challenges. A lot of collaboration is in store, a lot of mentorship, funding, as well as the use of our sandbox, which we have built within Aadhaar, which will be open to not just our AUA, KUA system, but also to the new partners that we are anticipating to come in, like many of the startups who are working in the ID tech domain. We want to encourage the ID tech domain and ensure that they are able to contribute back to the digital public infrastructure story of the country. I request everyone here, both AUAs, KUAs, entities, and other requesting entities and use case makers to collaborate with us on the sandbox. And these are the partners who have already collaborated with us, be it banking, insurance, other ecosystem partners, healthcare, who are doing a lot of experimentation with us. All the APIs that you work with within Aadhaar are available there. The new features like verifiable credentials, login with Aadhaar are available there, and there is a support team which is dedicated to ensure that your experience is great. We want to ensure that the innovation within Aadhaar continues and we find new use cases to implement and do citizen-centric innovations. Just to end on this note, while we are at the concept of KYC, each and every one of us can do these minimum things, keeping your biometrics locked, use the Aadhaar app, keep your biometrics or your Aadhaar locked so that only when you use it, you unlock it. Keep your details updated, your mobile number is updated, your email address is updated, so that every transaction that you do, like your bank account, you come to know. Keep a watch on your email for your auth transactions. Any suspicious behavior, you can report immediately. Share masked Aadhaars only. Please don't distribute it just like that. We have a concept of download Aadhaar with masked last 4 digits are there. Please use that. Don't share your OTPs across. Please make sure that the source that you're sharing it is the legitimate one. Use QR code to verify, otherwise you will think Sam Altman also has an Aadhaar, and so does Donald Trump. And ensure that whenever you're using a website for availing Aadhaar services, it's a correct website. You're not going to a nonsensical website which tries to capture your biometrics just like that. and report individuals who are deceased, because as banks and financial entities, it's our duty to contribute back to the system. So when you report, others report, you get back that information in a conglomerate manner, which Aadhaar is taking responsibility for. So not just deceased, if there is a fraud, if there is a deactivation for a wrong means of getting an Aadhaar, you will get that information back because of the API integration with Aadhaar. And of course, using of the new Aadhaar app for various new use cases, it's a playground out there. I'd request you to experiment here. And please check the update history for yourself and your peers to make sure all that is done is correct, especially for employee verification, etc. I end my presentation with this launch video. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you.
For years, proving your identity meant carrying physical photocopies or printouts of Aadhaar everywhere. Photocopies that could be lost, misused, or fall into the wrong hands. Even for small services, you often had to share your entire Aadhaar when only basic details were needed. It's time to change that. Presenting the all-new Aadhaar app, a smarter and safer way to share and use your identity in completely paperless manner. Privacy first. Share only what's necessary. Keep the rest private. Digitally verifiable. The Aadhaar app lets you share verifiable credentials with any third party, securely, transparently, and only with your consent. Whether through app-to-app linking or QR-based sharing, you stay in control of your identity always. For example, sharing of VC at a hospital to verify a patient's details during admission. Sharing of VC at pilgrimage places. Public events. Apartments or society for smooth entry. Anywhere, anytime. Prove your presence instantly with Aadhaar Face Authentication and access your authentication history in real time. One-click biometric locking feature ensures your Aadhaar is 100% secured, whether traveling abroad or on holiday. For families too, add and manage Aadhaar profiles of your family members, all in one place. Perfect for families sharing same Aadhaar registered mobile number. This is more than an upgrade. It's a transformation. A step towards convenience, privacy, and trust in Viksit Bharat. The Aadhaar app, your gateway to secure, paperless, digital identity sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Srimati Tanusree Deb Barma, for that insightful talk. Your session underlines a few powerful truths. One of them definitely being that half of us, or more than half, are not proud of the pictures on our Aadhaar. And most of us are also unrecognizable now. But the real truth is that AI in finance isn't just about speed or scale. It's about safeguarding trust. And that trust starts with secure, reliable identity systems. I would now like to invite Ms. Kavita Jagtiani, Chief Marketing Officer at L&T Finance, to present to you with our memento of gratitude. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, don't make me do LTF phrase again.